energy and climate change. Before I dwell any further, let me quickly introduce Malacca. We are a unique global tourist destination and being recognized as a developed state by OECD in 2010, one of the UNESCO World Heritage Sites in 2008, the fifth world trendiest holiday destination, recommended by the British Post and among 10 best as tourist destinations in 2017, analyzed by the Lonely Planet. We are a small city state which covers an area of 1,650 square kilometers. We have 3 administrative districts and 4 city authorities. Our population is 100,000 shy to be a million, with the GDP per capita is at about 10,000 USD. Our youth unemployed rate stay at 0.7% and the poverty rate at lowest 0.1%. Our GHG emission for 2014 baseline stay at 4.3 million tons CO2. 62.8% contributed from the industries and buildings, while 27.7% from transportation. To set context, Malacca established a vision to become a green technology state by year 2020. This commitment was inspired by the pledge made by the Prime Minister of Malaysia, His Right Honourable Datuk Seri Muhammad Najib bin Tun Abdullah, during the United Nations Framework for Climate Change Conference of Parties 50 in Copenhagen, Denmark in 2009. We commit to reduce Malaysia's carbon intensity. Paris, Malaysia intends to further reduce its greenhouse gas emission intensity of GDP up to 45% by 2030, relative to the emission intensity of GDP in 2005. This consists of 35% on unconditional basis and a further 10% in conditional upon receipt of climate finance, technology transfer and capacity building from developed countries. Benjamin Franklin once quote, "If you fail to plan, you are planning to fail." That to mark our effort to strengthening our green governance, we established the Malacca Green Technology Council and Malacca Green Technology Corporation to plan and achieve the vision. With the collaboration of Green for IMT, GT Sub-Regional Corporation and ASEAN Development Bank, the Malacca Green City Action Plan was established in 2014. The GCAP provides a set of recommendations that aims to maintain Malacca competitiveness as a popular tourist and investment destination, keeping environmental challenges to a minimum and establish the state as a role model for livability in the region. The GCAP covers 6 thrust areas. Among others are water, energy, transportation, waste, tourism, and urban forestry agriculture. The GCAP encompasses 35 actions. These actions provide viability to the industry players on Malacca's future needs and guided area to partners with the city authority. The action plan requires us to undertake the right type of analysis and data collection for a large-scale change. A key recommendation of the action plan is to undertake long-term planning based on sound data. By doing so, we will put out our utmost priority in investing our resources that will provide the largest potential impact Yet, and also provide us with a more informed decision-making process and calculates the potential impact of an action before we commit resources to it. Ladies and gentlemen, the most important aspect of to accomplishment successful Green City Action Plan is the people of Malacca. The citizens of Malacca with the right mentality, the first class and world class attitude. I envisage the people of Malacca in the future, those who have the rubbish in hand would rather dirty their pocket than get the environment contaminated. This is the manifestation of Malacca in the future. In closing, I thank you for listening to our Malacca story, a story of how to faithfully strive to make our city more sustainable with the even increasing visitors to experience our rich heritage. On behalf of the citizens of Malacca, we will keep our part of the promise. I believe that the gathering will not be our last. For this trip promises abundance of opportunities. With that, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Yunus, for giving us the keynote and what exactly happening in the city of Malacca. You have seen the photograph of the Chief Minister, who is a dynamic leader, I will say that, who is leading in this region, not only in the Malaysia, but is also in the ASEAN region actually. We have a panelist now. I request all the panelists to take maybe 7-8 minutes, not more than that, to talk about what exactly you are helping and how the Green City Action Plan is taking place in the city of Malacca. So we have, I request the first speaker, Mr. Balamurugan Rajakrishnan, who is the Deputy Director from CMIT. Bala, if you can talk about how CMIT is really helping the GCAP. How do you bring the GCAP to the Malacca, and how you want to take it forward as an example of Malacca? The floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Kumar. Thank you, Dato. I think Dato have actually more or less covered some of the, I think most of the story. How basically started Malacca and all that. So Mr. Kumar basically told me that my part on this session, basically I need to tell the story, how it started. Can you have my slide, please? So while we're waiting for the slide, actually I'm from the organization called Center for Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, Growth Triangle. Yeah? So it's basically INTGT, Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand. We have basically one of the sub-region under ASEAN as a whole. Yeah? So next slide, very quickly. So under the program, INTGT program, next slide. So under this INTGT, the Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand program, way back in I think during our ministers meeting, that was in 2012, the discussion of like setting up what we call INTGT Green City Initiative. Was the idea was like first time actually voted, by our ministers, because we have the economic ministers of 3 countries to discuss about this INTGT program. So that the idea was further, because under the INTGT structure, the highest order is basically what we call INTGT Summit, where you have the Prime Minister of the 3 countries who will be sitting, and then we will have what we call joint statement by the 3 leaders, where it gives us all the directive. So kind of things and activities that we're supposed to be implementing. Yeah. So this is actually the actual paragraph from the joint statement from 2013. Yeah. So whereby we say like INTGT we commend the initiative of the Chief Minister's governance of our green cities in the sub-region, which aims to anchor comprehensive action plan to facilitate launching pad and welcome the destination of Medan, Indonesia, Malacca, Malaysia, and Songkhla, Thailand to be the pioneer city. Yeah? So that's basically the pioneer city program we want to start before we launch it as a region-wide program. So from there, of course, we work closely with Asian Development Bank. Asian Development Bank is actually IMPGT's development partner, been with us for the last 25 years. So with the support of ADB, we come up with what we call Framework for Green City Action Plan, GCAP. So this is basically the document that prepared together with ADB, and we have actually passed the document to the state of Malacca to basically start to implement. And of course, it was launched way back in 2014. So, and we of course already completed for what we call Songkla, and so far we have actually completed 4 documents. So one is for Malacca, one is for Songkla and Hajai, then we have one for Batam and one for Medan. So the whole idea about this document is basically for green market opportunity for private-public partnership. So that's the concept. Because we believe that if you want to implement the projects, then definitely you need the private sector support to do it. Yeah? Moving forward, I think that Dato already touched on this. I'll just say that for Malacca, we customize the document, and of course, we come out with 6 themes, which is already here, 2 enablers and 35 actions. This is the key. So 35 actions. This is the key, whereby we actually carefully craft this to be industry investment opportunity, where you can actually get private sector to come and look into the program. So this is actually more of detail. And for Malacca, what was the turning point was, this document created, at least with the support of ADB and all, that somehow or other bring us to a lot of international partners. One immediate partner, of course, ICLE. Mr. Kumar is with us. And after we come out with this document and all that, ICLE came in. And when ICLE actually joined, Malacca joined ICLE as one of the cities under the ICLE cities. So what happened? That actually opened up so many other international parties to come in. Because you see, for international bodies to support cities, they want you to have a concrete plan. So that concrete plan was GCAP. At least you have like international standard, a concrete plan, where people, that actually will open up the window for other international parties to come and support. So from there, this is one of the things. This I'm just quickly to share one of the key projects. Dato mentioned about that the whole idea of Malacca to become green and all that started with the pledge of the Prime Minister to reduce 40% carbon and all that. So we worked together with ICLE, and we basically more or less helped Malacca to actually develop their own gas, greenhouse gas inventory. So Malacca is the only state in whole Malaysia who have this carbon inventory. Not only at the state level, they also have carbon inventory at the city level. So two level with the support of we have managed to do this. So this actually somehow or other give a clear picture. What should be the focus of Malacca? What type of project is supposed to focus to more or less reduce the carbon? These are some of the list of projects that we are actually working with Malacca. And that particular document, the GCAP document, and of course carbon inventory and all that, was one of the documents which basically was a key support in terms of applying for Rockefeller Foundation. So Malacca City is basically one of the cities under the 100 Resilient City under the Rockefeller Foundation program. Yeah. So this is just to give you one of the examples how that one document helped to for you to move the ladder into another support, another projects. So this is again the carbon pledge. I think I'll just skip this because Dato already mentioned highlight on this. So just to very quickly. To just highlight, under this IPTT framework, our focus is to support the government with this. 10% is conditioned upon receipt of climate fund, technology transfer, and capacity building from developed countries. So this is basically our focus. This is what IPTT, we are basically supporting the countries and the cities to identify where is this fund and how to basically get it down, how to basically use it as a tool to implement various projects within the city. So same thing, if you look at Thailand, if you look at Indonesia, same thing. Everybody need these additional funds to come in. And the whole reason, okay, whatever that I told you, the story about how we started, our MPDT, then we have the documents, of course the document is very good, without what we call green governance. Without what we call as green governance, I don't think so we will be today in this room and discussing about Malacca. I think that will never happen. Okay, you have actually witnessed himself, Dato, Dr. Yunus is here, so he's actually one of the key person, so one of the key person to ensure that whatever information or whatever activity within the GCAP will be implemented under his portfolio as a state executive councillor. And of course, the man behind the whole program, of course, is the Chief Minister himself. So if you look at the cover himself, if you look at the cover, we changed the cover. Originally the cover was different to give the ownership, of this particular document itself. Of course, like the CM is there, so he's the one leading this particular program. And if you look into this, we created what we call IMTGT Chief Ministers and Governors Forum. Under that, we have what we call Green Council. So IMTGT Green Council, the Chief Minister is basically the chairman of the Green Council now. Whereby, of course, we have like Songkla, Aceh, Medan, Batam, and other cities are there as a deputy. But the Chief Minister is driving this particular council to ensure that the programs are basically implemented very well. So we had like a various meeting. Besides that, of course, the Chief Minister also is basically the advisor for Green Growth Asia and so on. Yeah. Moving forward, again, we just came back fresh on April 2017. We have IMTG, we have our blueprints and all that. So this is what we are actually focusing on. Again, we are working with ICLE to develop what we call Sustainable Urban Development Framework for IMTG City. In terms of like, what is this? If you can see here, we call research to scale up the successful GCAP model. So we are scaling up the GCAP model into a region-wide sustainable urban development framework so that more cities within IMTG can start join the program. Thank you.
Thank you, Bala, for giving us how IMTGT is supporting the GCAP in Malacca and taking further into the region. We have our next panelist, Mr. Saifuddin bin Abdul Karim. He is the planning director with MBMB. Saifuddin, how exactly you are taking it forward? The GCAP, yes, you have done that, but you as the planning director, how you are taking it forward in the city of Malacca? You have 5 minutes. I'm sorry, I'm just watching that we have to close it at 3 o'clock. It's already 2:34 and we have 3 more speakers.
Thank you, Mr. Kumar. I'm Mr. Iman Kumar. My name is Saifuddin from City Council of Malacca. From our perspective, the Green City Action Plan helped us a lot, assisted a lot in terms of guidance on how we are going to approach green and how citizens can actually feel that they are in a sustainable city. What are the components that we need to look at? And we have to have this embedded in our policies and our actions, implementations within the City Council's government. Can I have my slide on the screen? Okay. Yeah. City councils in Malaysia, we are the third tier of government after the federal government and state government. So what we do is we actually implement policies from the federal and the state government, and we are. It is considered as the most important part in government delivery system. So can we have the slide? I think it's somebody else's slide. I'm sorry. Okay. However, we are looking at 6 areas, 6 teams. That is which. Right. Can I just have a minute to look at what you have there?
Okay, we have an issue with the presentation, I think. How many of you know about Malacca? Very good. How many of you know about the GCAP, the Green City Action Plan, which has been created? So we have some people who knows about the GCAP, what happened. Your presentation ready? Okay.
Okay, so we are there in Malacca. So this is the state of Malacca. We are one of the 15 states in Malaysia. So, Malacca Historic City, we have a local plan where we actually use a plan use, basically a land use plan. The yellow or, is that yellow? Yellow or brownish color represents housing. So, housing majority land use. And we also have reclamation areas where we actually provide, because last time Malacca developed organically. So we are providing more areas for development. That's where we have to come up with mitigation plans. For new areas as well as the old area. Right. With regard to our emissions, carbon emissions equivalent, we actually have 1.7 million tons of CO2 emissions, and it comes, the majority comes from transportation. Right. Okay. So Malaysia has also introduced the low carbon city framework while we are doing our GCAP. GCAP is comes together first before we actually look at LCCF. So to compare this with LCCF, we are actually responding to the LCCF's components. We have energy efficiency and renewable energy that connected to urban environment as well as urban infrastructure, water management, green transportation, zero waste, cultural heritage and tourism, urban forestry and agriculture. It all responds to what the low carbon city framework have. Okay, so we go to the energy efficiency and renewable energy team. What we did in Malacca is that we started pilot projects. We started a program of programs and project, what we call a government-led project. So we want people to actually look at what we are doing, and hopefully they can actually join us with regard to implementing green actions. So under the energy efficiency and renewable energy, we have introduced a project is an efficient smart LED street lighting system. We currently installed 1,600 LED lights in Malacca city area. I think this is an important step towards using energy efficiency component in our city. Yeah, the system comes with the component. We actually working with Philips. This is called the City Touch platform, where we can actually monitor and actually set in calendars, in our calendar, dimming time and where we can actually know exactly the lights are located and whether it is broken or not. Okay, as we go to the water management team, we are looking at Malacca River rehabilitation and beautification projects, where there are a lot of components that we have introduced: sewage recirculation system, raw sewage. And then we also talk to the residents because they actually give us feedback on how we should do better in the future, right? Okay, the Malacca River project consists of parcel 1 and 2, 4.5 plus 5.2 in parcel 2. We are completing parcel 2 now. There's this graphic of what we did in phase 1. Okay, the upgrading and conservation exercise that we did. What our concern is that we want to have buildings to face the river, so that the river will become a public area, and people will join together to maintain cleanliness as well as look at the environmental aspects of the river. Malacca is a spine to the city. It's an important component to the city. And then we have murals in buildings. We enforce enforcement officers riding along the city. I think they should wear helmets. Okay, having done that, there's actually commercial benefit. There's a lot of impact to the economy, the local economy, in terms of local businesses, tourism. To us, the local council, although we didn't get direct benefit, financial benefit from that, but we actually spur businesses in our city, employment, real estate investment, and the indicators shows that there's a big positive impact after we have done this action. We also plan new development along the river. This is going to be the new the Menara Angkor is going to be a new icon of Melaka. Right. Green transportation, an important theme in the Green City Action Plan. We introduced pilot projects. Bike share, we are the first in Malaysia to introduce a bike share program. We are also the first to introduce electric buses, although we are looking at ordering more in the near future. And also we are starting to use electric vehicles in our daily operations with the introduction of 20 or 30 scooters for our enforcement officers. Right, traffic is a major problem in Melaka, right? So we have this is a famous area in Melaka. We call it Jonker Street. We have a mix of traffic and pedestrian. And then we actually, ADB, the Asian Development Bank, actually continue with what we have done in Green City Action Plan by providing us with a preliminary study with regard to transportation and traffic. So there are a few proposals. I will go fast. Okay. Yeah, we are going to pedestrianize some areas, especially the historic area of this area. Yeah, we are only going to introduce public transportation here in the heritage area. Right, we have done the green waste accessibility as well. We want to have the Sungai Melaka as the spine for pedestrians. Zero waste, some pilot projects. In Malaysia, they have a program known as the Knowledge Transfer Program, where universities work with local authorities and try out projects such as marine composting and no plastic pollution in Melaka. That's we actually banned pollution starting 1st of January. As you see, we will go fast. Cultural heritage tourism. We trying to get tourists, businesses to join us in the green actions in the operation of tourism sector. Urban agriculture and forestry, we are preparing our comprehensive landscape master plan. We want to have a network of green areas, urban canopy and vertical landscape. We are actually imposing to housing developers to provide this. These are some of our recognitions at the national, international, regional, and local level. That's it. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Saifuddin, for giving us the activities, what's happening in the city of Melaka. Happy to see all those actions which are taking place as part of the GCAP. Now we have next speaker, Ms. Soumya Chaturvedi, and she's the Deputy Director with ICLEI South Asia. Soumya, you have 5 minutes, means 5 minutes. I know that Saifuddin has took more time, but if you can tell us what exactly ICLEI is helping the city of Melaka.
Okay, good afternoon everybody, and yes, I hope to finish in 4 minutes and 59 seconds. This is the GCAP. We've talked about the GCAP and the 6 sectors of the GCAP. I would like to draw your attention, if this works, yes. When GCAP was formulated, the city, the state, when it wanted to go into implementation, it required to have a baseline from which to take off. Identification of priorities, what would be the implementation framework, and then how would you monitor and report implementation of the GCAP. So this is where we kind of stepped in, is to help the state and the city to establish this baseline. to come out with implementation frameworks for the different action plans that they had in mind, and then also to find a way for them that's easy to monitor the implementation of the GCAP and the report. Like all of us know, cities don't start with one particular project. So Malacca did not start its planning with the GCAP. Before GCAP, there was so much more that they were doing. And after GCAP, there is so much more that they are doing, which is going in parallel. So if you do not find a way for the cities to get all this together, to have one consolidated framework where they are monitoring what they're doing from the Green City Action Plan, monitor what they're doing for the government of Malaysia, monitor what they're doing on the different action plans, the different PBTs, which is the local authorities in Malaysia. Unless they have a framework, it brings all this together. It kind of becomes extremely it's difficult to manage this kind of scale of implementation, and that's where we came in and we said the first thing that you need to do is to figure out where your energy consumption is. Figure out which are those critical sectors from which you have your GHG emission, which are your GHG emission intensive sectors from all economy-wide activities that are happening within Malacca. And so ITLI came in and helped develop the Heat Plus version, the Malaysian version of Heat Plus. Heat Plus is a software tool which helps the state of Malacca develop its own greenhouse gas emissions inventory. This is in line with IPCC 2006 rules, regulations, methodologies that are given in the guidance of IPCC 2006, and it is in line with the global protocol for community scale GHG emissions. So this is a protocol that is used world over by cities, recognized by all major entities which are involved along with the IPCC in producing local level, subnational level greenhouse gas emission inventories. And so, starting 2013, we helped the state of Malacca develop a greenhouse gas emissions inventory. Transport is the major energy intensive sector, but in terms of GHG emissions, manufacturing, industry, construction, on-road transport, residential buildings, these are the key sectors that Malacca needs to focus on based on this. So, while they had the GCAP and they had the 6 sectors, where is it that Malacca should put its efforts in first? So this kind of gave them a very good picture of where the efforts need to start. So we look at mobile transport, we look at manufacturing industry, we look at REE initiatives in residential buildings. And once that was started, once the baseline was set, the next immediate need was how do we capture all that's happening? How do we capture the implementation? How do we capture the impact of implementation of the GCAP in Malacca? And that is where we came in and defined, helped, worked with the state, with the Malacca Green Technology Corporation to come out with something Pinter. Pinter in Malay, if I know right, is something that's smart and something that's easy to use as a tool. And so we came out with Pinter to basically this is a benchmarking indicator framework which will help monitor the implementation of the GCAP. And what we realized is, this is not the first time that Malacca is of course reporting. They report on the UEA indicators, the Urban Environment Records. Malacca is a signatory to the Urban Environment Records, and it also reports to the national government, which is the MuniNet. And so we had to bring all this together and come out with an indicator database. We took the GCAP, broke it down into actions, which were again year by year, and then developed indicators for each of these actions, and then proposed a management tool which is called the Eco Budget, which is a legacy tool of ITLE worldwide, which is easy to understand, especially for the senior level administrators, for our leaders who are very strong in Malacca and who kind of drive this process. So Eco Budget is a tool that helps them easily understand the scale and the level of implementation and whether they're meeting their targets or not. And so this tool was also customized for Malacca and developed. And then we came out with a framework. Again, you have all these tools. What if nobody uses them? You know, all cities have these tools, frameworks, methodologies, but nobody uses them. So we had come out with a way for the state to actually use these tools and monitor implementation, not just of the GCAP, but also of their regular business of implementing green actions within the state, and also reporting to the national government. And so UPEN, which is the equivalent of the economic planning unit in the state, and how to institutionalize this mechanism through UPEN was something that was discussed with them and was proposed. And then we also helped in not just creating creating the baseline and the indicators, but we also helped with actual implementation of the GCAP. And energy efficient street lighting is one of the priority projects of the state. And we went in and did the baseline IGEA, the investment grade energy audit for Malacca, where we all know why smart lighting is important. Malacca, we figured, could bring down its energy consumption by 50% of what it is using today for its street lighting. And so we went in and did an IGEA where total about 95,000 odd street lights have to be replaced within Malacca from HPSV sodium vapor lamps to LED lamps. And so we did a sample of about 10%, it's about 10,000 street lamps came out with an energy audit document, which is then being used to develop implementation model, a financing model similar to an ESCO model. So this is what is going on right now. We also, like Bala had indicated previously, at the regional level, we are developing the Sustainable Urban Development Framework, where we're looking at priorities of these 33 provinces across Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, and developing a framework which identifies priorities and actions that can be bundled together, especially from a financing perspective. So, and last but not the least for Malacca, of course, they're part of the Asia Lens Partnership, which is a global platform working on lens. And so, yes, I stop my story here. I have Mr. Kumar.
Thank you, Soumya, for telling what exactly the Malacca is taking it forward and how there can be a role model for the various cities in the region. We have the last speaker, not the least, Ms. Siti Atira Ishak. She is the Deputy Chief Resilient Officer. You have seen the few slides. Malacca is also part of the 100 resilient cities all over the world. Within the 100 cities which Rockefeller Foundation has selected, and Malacca is one of them, so proudly to say that. And Atira, what is that you want to tell us?
Basically, let me introduce myself. My name is Siti Atira. I actually represent Mr. Ridwan as our Chief Resilient Officer from Malacca. I'm just a deputy, but it's just want to introduce our resilient Malacca. It's been talked about in the slide before, which is been selected as part of 100 resilient cities under the Rockefeller Foundation program. Okay, it's actually a program which is to help a city to develop their own strategies for resilience. So Malacca applied, and then we are selected as the first cities in Malaysia to be part of the program. Okay, I'm trying to short my presentation just to introduce my team. We have Mr. Ridwan as the Chief Resilient Officer and myself, and we've been closely collaborate with the 100 Resilient Cities team, and also Burhako Engineering, and also APDG planning firm in the local firm. Okay. So basically, to develop the strategy, we have a 2 years period of time, which is we are already in the first phase. We are finalizing our PRA, with preliminary resilient assessment, which is the first report that we are going to produce. Okay. So we are here. We understand what is urban, but what is actually urban resilient? Okay. First of all, we need to understand the characteristic of urban itself. Urban is actually a very complex system. It consists of various stakeholders, various NGOs, various of mechanisms, and people itself. Remember, urban is a very complex system. And then what is resilient? Resilient is we talk about how something adapt and grow, and how it's reverse towards something or issues that happen to them. Okay. So urban resilience. or the definition we take on in Malacca is how the organization or the system in the city, the complex system in the city can survive, adapt, and grow through the chronic stress and acute shock. Let's talk about the chronic stress and the acute shock. When we talk about stress, we are looking at something that happens in the very long terms. It's very complex, where we cannot identify the main issues because the main factor of the stress because it came from a different source. Okay, when we talk about acute shock, it's something that happens in sudden, and we know this. The source means, for example, if we having a earthquake, you know, it's a changing of our earth. Or if we are having a flood, we know because our ecosystem or it's heavy rains. Okay, we are looking at the situation in the broad space where we're looking at the acute shock, long-term issues, and the acute shock is short-term issues, and also the chronic stress, which is the long-term issues. So we look at urban Malacca as a complex system in our program, which is we are using a tool that is a resilient tool. We identify the issues and the progress actually that we do in Malacca. We identify this 12 factor. So within this tool, what we do is we identify the action that we have already done. One of it is GCAP, whereas we have tools to identify green action, and then we identify the factor, the issues from the community itself, and then we overlay it. What we can show here is the main focus of our action is basically focusing on the first economic factor, but the issues is actually for the ecosystem and the infrastructure. Okay, so this is what 100 Resilience sees. Whereas we're not creating one other action, but we are looking at everything, and then we identify the certain areas that we need to focus. Okay. So resilience is actually under the sustainability, whereas GCAP is under the climate change adaptation and mitigation. From here, what I want to show is resilience overview, the adaptation and mitigation, and disaster risk. Sorry, I'm trying to go faster. Okay, so what are we aiming is we're trying to point our action to the right area with the right arrow with the right mitigation or action that we need to do. I'm so sorry, this is a very short introduction about the resilience, but if you actually wanted to know more, we have another session in the 30th, this Tuesday, 9 a.m. at room 404. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Opina. Thanks a lot for giving us the information. So you have heard about the presentations, how the Malacca is going forward in the Green City Action Plan. I know the time is over for this particular session officially, but if anybody has any questions, one or two, we are happy to take it. Yes. You have mic here, if you can announce yourself, introduce yourself, and maybe you can ask the question to whom.
Yes, thank you very much. My name is Olga Shebelyanskaya. I'm an international consultant on urban climate resilience in Asian cities. My question goes to the last presenter. So you are focused on climate resilience, and at the same time, I know that Malacca is a historic city, which is also the UNESCO recognized city. I would like to know, do you see any connections between your heritage assets and climate resilience?
Yes, actually. In the tools, we already identified the issues on our heritage, which is currently we're only focusing on the economic sector, which is downgrade our heritage value. It's a part of the input that we're looking at. I don't have time to explain more in detail, but we do concern about the heritage culture in Malacca because it's affecting our value because we are only focusing on the economic sector. Okay?
Any other questions? No? Okay. If you don't have any questions, then I just want to thank Dr. Yunus for taking his time out and sharing the keynote message here. Thank you, sir. Thanks for coming to this session, which is organized by America, and Bala, Saifuddin, and Athira. Thank you for all your presentations. I'm sorry that I have rushed you people. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks also for all the audience. Thank you.